Despite the negative aspects of the lottery, it can offer a fresh start for those fortunate enough to win millions. However, sudden wealth often leads to unforeseen consequences. According to Forbes, approximately 1/3 of lottery winners face bankruptcy, while many experience heightened levels of depression, divorce, and even suicide. Although not every winner squanders their fortune, a significant number do, highlighting the challenges that come with an unexpected financial windfall. Billy Bob Harrell Jr. serves as a poignant reminder of the dark side of sudden wealth. After winning $31 million, he faced financial ruin and a painful divorce within just 20 months. Tragically, he later took his own life, reflecting on his experience with the haunting words, "Winning the lottery is the worst thing that ever happened to me." If the government labelled the lottery accurately, its sales would likely plummet, as it should really be considered a tax. A 2002 study by Professor Ross Rubinstein of Georgia State University highlights that participating in the lottery essentially amounts to paying a tax on the act of playing itself. Although purchases of lottery tickets are voluntary, the implicit tax on a dollar spent on a lottery product is not voluntary, just as sales taxes paid on purchased goods are not voluntary. Some analysts contend that the lottery functions as a form of tax, similar to income or property taxes. However, unlike income taxes that scale with earnings, the lottery disproportionately burdens low-income individuals, essentially levying an exorbitant tax on those who can least afford it.
I have a joke for you.
Okay.
The government in this town is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
States have strong motivations to maintain lottery programs. In 2009, 11 states generated higher revenues from lotteries than from corporate income taxes. For instance, Rhode Island's lottery revenue exceeded corporate tax collections by more than double. But the real allure lies in the tantalizing prospect of hitting the jackpot, doesn't it? Even then, state governments reap a hefty reward. Winners of over $600 face a hefty 45% tax. And while that tax revenue is supposedly for good causes, the reality may not be as positive as it seems. It's not just the traditional pick-your-numbers lottery that attracts players. Scratch-off tickets are immensely popular as well. Many believe that smaller payouts mean better odds of winning. However, the reality is that the odds of winning any lottery game remain dismally low.
Down to my last lottery ticket. Cherry. Cherry! Mule. Crud.
In New York, the top-performing scratch-off ticket boasts an impressive average payout of 88 cents for every dollar spent. The Win $1 million a year for life ticket, priced at $30, means you'll only lose about $3.60 with each play. While that's a better return than the Lucky Tripler, a dollar ticket that only pays 59 cents per dollar, it's still a tough game. Most scratch-off tickets ranging from $1 to $10 yield around 61 cents back for each dollar spent, positioning them as one of the least favorable investments you could make.
Once again, the conservative sandwich-heavy portfolio pays off for the hungry investor. Oh, I'm ruined!
Sure, the odds are dismal, and the lottery preys on the vulnerable while providing minimal funds for schools. But you might think that winning ticket holders can easily redeem their prizes, right? Unfortunately, that's not the case. Many lottery retailers often scam players, turning what should be a straightforward transaction into a frustrating ordeal. Retailers sometimes resort to deception by telling customers their winning tickets are losers. In these cases, they keep the ticket and pocket the winnings themselves. While this scheme lacks sophistication, it proves effective. To combat this issue, numerous states have launched sting operations, employing undercover officers who present marked tickets to catch dishonest clerks in the act of claiming the winnings.
They found the store owner did scam the developmentally disabled woman out of her lottery winnings.
While an undercover officer might not earn the same accolades as someone who infiltrated a cartel, their efforts significantly reduce widespread scams in the lottery system. States operate lotteries as a seemingly innocuous source of revenue. According to CNN, in 2014, residents in the 43 states with lotteries collectively spent an astounding $70 billion on tickets, outpacing all other forms of entertainment combined.
Which means Americans basically spent more on the lottery than they spent on America.
However, lottery spending isn't evenly spread across socioeconomic classes. In North Carolina, the wealthiest counties recorded the lowest sales, while the poorest counties had the highest. Out of the 20 counties with poverty rates higher than 20%, 18 had lottery sales topping the statewide average of $200 per adult. Essentially, individuals from lower income backgrounds tend to spend more on lottery tickets, as these tickets symbolize a chance to escape financial struggles. Moreover, the government shares some responsibility in perpetuating this dream, as lottery advertising has faced criticism for disproportionately appealing to economically disadvantaged communities.
Can I ask you, if you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay, that's not good. We were hoping for a different answer.
A study from Carnegie Mellon revealed that lotteries create a harmful cycle that not only takes advantage of low-income individuals' hopes for a better life, but also hinders their ability to improve their financial circumstances. While states may benefit financially, this approach ultimately perpetuates poverty among the most vulnerable, which is a troubling outcome. While the lottery may harm low-income individuals, it's often justified by the funding it provides for education. After all, it's for the children, right? In the 2014-2015 school year, the California lottery generated a staggering $1.39 billion, contributing $97 million to the Los Angeles Unified School District. Surely, this is a win-win situation, or is it?
They've used it for things like supplies, laptops, even tools for an automotive class.
Sockets, ratchet, wrenches, pliers.
However, there is a significant downside to this funding model. Frequently, lottery revenues are funneled into the state's general fund, allowing them to be spent on various initiatives rather than directly benefiting schools. Even when lottery proceeds are designated for education, lawmakers may reduce government funding in anticipation of that income, leading to no net gain in educational resources. Ultimately, this can result in stagnation or even a decline in education funding, undermining the very purpose of the education lottery. As stated by Russ Lopez, spokesperson for the California Lottery, the California Lottery was created to supplement public schools, not to totally fund public schools, not to resolve all their problems. So we don't do a lot for schools. It's a modest contribution.